Hey everybody, welcome to another video, and this one is very exciting. Lots of news, lots of updates, and man, this is going to be one for the books, so let's get to it. Big news is we got new wheels and tires. So I was able to kind of make a really good deal with JBA, and I mean, to kind of put it in a more simple way of saying it is, I'm actually going to be essentially sponsored by them. I'd like to say support, but it's kind of a weird thing. So the car is essentially is kind of sponsored. Yeah, so we're going to deal with them. So right now we're just kind of prepping ourselves to go racing. Now, what did I go with? I ended up going with some Apex SM 10s, 19 by 10 up front, 19 by 11 in the rear, and we went with 305 squared with some Nan Kings. So 200 treadwear tire. It's going to be a completely different ball game when it comes down to racing. I mean, they feel lighter, but they just grip a lot better. But when I was trying to race, or not race, when I was trying to just drive regularly on the street, I couldn't really get a good feeling out of that, just because it was kind of rainy and, you know, or it's been raining a lot in California. So yeah, that didn't necessarily help. But that being said, just to kind of go into that whole thing of the wheels. So we actually did a before and after, and I'll put those up on the screen so you guys can see, but did before and afters of the weight of the iRock wheels with the Firestone Indy 500s, and the Apex wheels with the Nan Kings. And overall, it was about a 5-pound difference, give or take. 20 pounds total, which in reality, that's a lot of unsprung weight. So that's going to be really good, getting the car up to speed, and the gearing is going to be a little bit different. Right now, my speedometer is reading 3 miles an hour lower than what I'm actually going to speed, and I'm just using Waze's GPS to kind of give me that information. Whereas with the Apex wheels, I am running 3 to 4 miles an hour over, so what the GPS is saying. So it's really weird. To get used to that, I'll have to go about 84 to be going 80 on the freeway, which to me is really weird, but hey, it's okay. But I'm not going to be driving those wheels on an everyday basis. So that's what's the awesome thing. They're just track wheels. But that being said, though, we just decided to do a little bit of a combination of things. So this video is going to be very long. I might have to break this down into 2 different videos, just so you're aware. So if this is super long, or if this is part 1, well, this is why. Because we are also going to be doing a kind of like a comparison of the two. So what are we doing actually? Let me get to that. We're actually going to Muscle Cars on the Strip in Vegas this weekend. So this is my first time going to do this event. Not that it's the first time, I've never been to LVMS. So I'm excited to go up to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway and essentially kind of do another track day up there, because that was the first place I did Autocross. So it's really exciting to be able to go back again with essentially a different car and do that, and do it again and see what the times were. So I'm gonna go back to my first video going out there and get my times and try and do some comparisons, which they're gonna be completely different, but you know, it's always good to have those comparison things. So yeah, so we're going up to LVMS. We're gonna go and do that, and yeah, we're gonna start the day with the Firehawk Indy 500s first, and do maybe a session or two in those, and then we're going to swap over to the Apex, and then we're going to do another a few sessions, and we're going to run the rest of the weekend on those wheels and tires. But we're going to compare how much of a difference did it really make, and is it is it worth spending that kind of money? There's a lot of videos that say yes, and in my reality, or in my head, yes, it's way better to spend that money now and get that than to do a bunch of other stuff. So it'd be really cool just to see the differences though, and have some data to kind of back it up. So this is just kind of like the intro to both of those videos together. So right now I just ended up putting on the decal onto the car for JBA. So I'm pretty excited. Some more exciting news coming up as well. The car is actually going to be certified as a IROC Z car. And so we'll be getting some IROC decals as well on there. And I'll have some other stuff going on there too. So bunch of exciting stuff. Really excited to just see the progress of the car. It's been a long time coming. Since 2017, over 5 years. So it's really like an emotional thing for me, because it's just a 6-cylinder, but some of the heads that have turned, the people have said that this car looks great. That means a lot. So so right now I'm just essentially just getting the car kind of ready to, I needed to kind of strip some of the wax and the sealant that I needed to put, so I can put the sticker on so it wouldn't peel, and then I just kind of resealed it and put some mirror finish on top of it, because I have not been able to wax the car since it's been raining, but I wanted to try and just save the paint a little bit better now that we have the decal on there. Anyway, rambling like I normally do, but really excited, like I said, and this weekend's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people are going. We're actually celebrating my little brother's birthday at the same time. My entire family's going to be there. I don't know if they're going to come and watch me race, but it would be fantastic if they did. But there's other things going on too, so I can't be upset. Chelsea's going. Ton of the guys from JBA are going, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But this is kind of like the intro to that whole video. So we're gonna just kind of grab all our stuff, helmets and all the things that we're gonna need for this weekend, and then we leave at 5 a.m. tomorrow to try and get there early. I'm just gonna jump to me tomorrow morning. Well, good morning, everybody. We are on our way to Vegas right now. We are getting close to Baker area. We left very, very early this morning. I think we left like a little bit after 5, but traffic has been pretty good so far. So thankfully we're going to get there pretty early for the most part. But on the way home, it's going to be a different story. But that being said, we're really excited. I'm hoping that we have everything in the car. Most important things are jack, helmets, and clothes. And so it's kind of cool to be heading back to Vegas to do some more racing. It's actually really cool to have Chelsea racing up there too, since the first time I went up there, she had her Jeep and she just kind of drove up there and was kind of watching. But to actually be a part of it too is actually really cool. So it's kind of like a first for her up there, and like a full circle thing for me. I don't know, I'm probably digging way too into it. We got a few more, like half an hour before we gotta stop to get more fuel. You know, the car tends to go through E85 a little bit faster than I would have liked. But that being said, we got 2 gallons that are going with Austin right now with his car, and I got 1 gas tank in my car. So we'll fill it up, we'll fill that up, and then that way we're good. There are some E85 stations in Vegas as far as we've seen. I tried to reach out to Pearson Fuels to see if they knew anybody or any companies out there that I could reach out to just kind of get an idea of what, you know, what their levels are. But they never got back to me. So for the most part, we're just kind of just winging it and just kind of going with it right now. Yeah, but I want to keep this short because the cops on this straightaway to go to Vegas are pretty gnarly. So don't want to get in trouble for that. But anyway, yeah, we're just gonna keep going, and we'll see you guys in Vegas. Made it. So it was a bit of a drive to get ourselves out here. Sorry the back's a little blown out, but it's super loud outside, so I figured this would be a better place to do the quick intro to actually getting here. But there's a ton of people here, there's a ton of amazing cars. I'm going to try and get some photos and video to throw in here, but yeah, they're already starting to do testing and tuning and stuff right now, and Austin's out doing a run right now. We're getting the car ready, so this actually kind of works in our favor, because then now I don't kind of get in trouble for swapping the tires during a race time that during an actual competition, because somebody could say, well, that's what he ran in first, so he has to finish it. So this is good timing, if anything. So right now I got the Firehawks on right now, and we're gonna go do 3 runs. We'll switch everything out, and then we'll do the rest of the day and the weekend on the other tires. So yeah, I want to make this sweet and short, so that way we can jump in and start racing. Off and running, look there. Alright guys, so we did our first session with the old tires, and not too bad. Did a 45, that was my fastest. And then I thought I was going to be able to do another session with the new tires on, but unfortunately there's a lot of people that are running, so they didn't have enough time. So I did swap out the tires and wheels and tires. As you can see, I got a couple things on my face, but we are now just waiting for the actual event to start. So once we jump on once we do that, then we should be good to go and try and get some time. So I was wanting to try and do six runs on the old tires and then 6 on the new, so that way the average could be good. But for the most part, it was 46, 46, and a 45. So that's actually pretty close to a margin. So it'll be good to be able to tell how that's going to go. That being said, so that first run, I'm only going to compare it to the first run with the new tires, because that's only fair. I'm also going to kind of handicap the new tires, only because I now know the track. In the first run on the other one, I didn't really know it that well, so I can't really, it's not apples to apples, if you will. But I mean, that's okay. At least, you know, now I've got I've got an idea of what these tires are kind of capable of. So I'm trying to see if maybe I can get into a 44, maybe a high 43, because that would be significant. But, you know, just got to see what we can do and see how these tires run. But I'm really excited. Chelsea was doing great as well. She was in the 55s and slowly kind of getting a little bit better too. So the course is actually kind of way different than what Rob normally does, but the area is not that big either. So there's a lot more like actual sweeping than there is like chicanes and stuff. But the best part about the very end of the course is that it's a straight shot. There's like almost a chicane thing, but if you hit it just right, you can go straight through it. And I was able to get into third gear, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, so far so good. Just kind of doing a quick bathroom break, and then we're gonna do some food, and then we'll get back to racing.
That was way too close to it, I'm sorry.
You killed my heart. But that's okay. It's what I
I got a piece of the heart.
Oh, he has him on. Hey guys, so I just wanted to kind of finish up this video for this part 1 of the muscle cars on the strip. So I didn't get to actually do an outro for the first day, and this video is already going to be long enough, so I'm trying to cut this into 2 different parts. But the car did really well on the Apex wheels and on the Nanking tires, or Nankang I should say, and you know, overall shaved a lot of time off on the first few runs. But yeah, the average came out, I actually didn't even do the math, so I'm gonna just, you know, throw it at the bottom here, but it was much faster. I would say about a second or 2 faster on most of the runs. So yeah, I just didn't get a chance to do that, and I didn't want to just end it without actually having what it came out to. Just the overall drivability, the overall performance was just awesome. The handling was great. The tires were super sticky, and yeah, it was just such a difference. I mean, you'll see in part 2 that it just got better and better and better and better. So I just wanted to jump in real fast to just kind of give you the update, or kind of finalize this video for part 1 of just how much tires and wheels can make a big difference, which I'd been told and I knew, but you know, sometimes it just takes some time for you to learn. So if you're gonna do a mod, wheels and tires. But here we go, part 2.